Hey, Doug, what's up?
And just getting up. I'm out here in California.
Cool. So it's early morning for you right now, right?
Yeah, it's around 11 o'clock, which is not bad.
Yeah, not bad. It's 2.
I was out late last night, so I forgot.
Wow. Doug Pinnick, Kings X, KXM. Congratulations on the new release, Scatterbrain. Excellent release. Came out March 17th. Why'd you guys, decide, or how'd you guys get together for the second album with you doing so much other things?
How or why? What was the
like you got together, but with you was all doing different projects and stuff. How'd you end up getting together to actually get in the studio?
Well, people think that when you make a record, it takes a year.
Right.
It only takes a couple weeks.
Right.
A couple weeks. So if I've got 5 projects, that's about a month and a half of really, taking time out of my life to do. So the rest of the time, it's really a lot of downtime for musicians if you don't have a regular job. And if you're not making much money with your band, you got to do some other things to make a living. So, I've got side projects and just things that I do to keep me busy and to keep a paycheck coming so I can pay my bills when Kings X isn't, doing anything.
Right. Is it true that you guys just went into the studio and just jammed and came out with songs?
Yeah, we just went in and started making up parts and recording them and putting, cutting and pasting and making sense of everything, and then, getting more excited the more we come up with songs. It was a lot of fun, actually. The scary, challenging part was to find melodies over top of all the music,
right.
But we figured it out. We finally, it was a hard one. But
Right. Will KXM, do some shows coming up, or what's up?
Well, the plan is to do as many shows as we can after Ray gets done with touring with Korn.
Right. Now,
that's the problem.
Right.
That's the problem right now, because Ray's on tour with them, so.
Right.
Doing the thing.
Do you also plan on working on a new Kings X album?
That's we're actually having a meeting tomorrow about when, where, and how, and what label we're going to go with. We've got a bunch of offers, and we got some excitement. So hopefully, we'll be doing it soon. Cool.
Now, what do you consider, the longevity of your career? You've been around for quite a long time and stuff like that, and a lot of musicians, come out for a year or two and they're gone. You've been around for the music industry for a while. What's your feelings towards the industry, and how'd you stay around so long?
This industry is not forgiving, and it's very hard. I don't know. I just never stopped doing what I do, and it seems like there's always somebody that wants to hear it and buy it. I guess I'm lucky. A lot of people give up, or a lot of people dry up. They get defeated by lack of success, or lack of money, or they get married. They have, they have other commitments, and it goes on. For me, I'm still that 17-year-old kid in his room,
right,
rocking out, and hoping, can't wait to get up on stage and play for people. Still dreaming the dream.
Wow, that's great. I know you have the Sweden Rock Festival coming up in June.
Hello?
You do, Sweden Rock Festival in June. Do you plan on, after the show, have autograph sessions and stuff like that?
Kings X always does. After the show, we have a meet and greet, and I would say probably 80 of the people that come to the show stand in line and wait, almost a couple of hours, and we'll talk to everybody, to the last person to take pictures with. And it's real important. When we started doing that, it seemed like we were getting closer to the people that love X,
Right.
And selling lots more merch.
You got to do that. That's a big part of the business.
Oh, yeah.
Big part.
Yeah, when we started doing merch, we tripled our merch sales. So we went, wow, this is just working for everybody.
Right. Wow. Wow.
And it's so awesome to hear, because people tell us their stories and tell us what Kings X has done for them, and they bring their kids, or, you know, and some of the stories are life changing, you know, life and death stories, or just, you know, people that, you know, I remember this one kid said, "We love you, Doug. I've been listening over my head since I was 3 in the backseat of my dad's car." And he was like 25. You know, you just love to hear those stories. And somebody says, "Yeah, I met my wife at a Kings X concert." You know what I'm saying? So it's just it's a family, and you know, because we've been together for so long. I think it's the Kings X family now.
Right. Yeah. Like, if someone was going into the music industry at this time, can you tell me some of the pros, you know, that people should go in, and the cons that people shouldn't go in?
You mean in just making music?
Yeah, like the industry and how it is.
Oh, it's so different now that it's a whole new animal now. The biggest thing I can say is, if you think being successful to get there, you do it the old way, it's over. You know, you don't. It's not about a record company, and it's not about, you know, there's no MTV, there's no real radio, there's no nothing to be able to get the music out there. So it's a whole other world. That's one thing.
Right.
You know, I mean, I know you can keep on dreaming, hoping that something happens, because without a dream, you know, the people perish. But it's just harder now,
right.
And you got to really, really want to do this. And I think it's healthy, because, you know, we'll get the fakers out of here. You know, the serious musicians who are willing to starve for their profession. You know, those are the ones that will keep going.
Right. When you go out on tour, is there anything special that you ask for on your tour rider?
Not anymore. No? we used to have like Ty always had to have his Diet Coke, and I used to always have my baked chicken had to be, you know, after the show. So, you know, after we get done playing, after meet and greet, I'm starving, and boy, a rotisserie chicken is just, it's like animal, just rip it off, you know, the bones. But nowadays we're just kind of don't care that much anymore. Just, you know, feed us and we'll play, and as long as the road crew's taken care of and there's, you know, concessions backstage for them, we're all good.
Right. I saw you, I think it was back in 1989, at the Chance in Poughkeepsie, New York, for a Megaforce Records party concert. I think Galactic Cowboy was playing with you and a couple others. Yeah, you were working with Johnny Z at the time. Can you tell me, you know, back then, how much different the music industry is now compared to back then? You know, with so much, you know, so many venues to play and stuff like that. These days, there's not too much around.
Yeah, like I was saying, everything's changed. And we all know when the internet came and Napster came and free streaming came along, all of a sudden we lost our jobs. Basically, everybody did. You know, the housing crunch happened. Everybody was hungry, so everybody lost. And we've never really been able to recoup, because, you know, we weren't entrepreneurs like the guy that did Facebook or, you know, Google and stuff like that. If us as musicians had grabbed on to that when everything was, you know, we went back to ground zero, basically. You know, there's no MTV, there's no radio, but it was the Wild West.
Right.
But the smart ones stepped up and started some things, and now we've got Spotify, like I said, and Facebook and all that kind of stuff, YouTube. You know, why didn't I think of that?
Yeah.
You know?
Definitely.
So it's a whole nother world out there. And as a result of it, since we don't sell records anymore, it's hard to get anybody to even know anything about you. You know, look at YouTube. I mean, you can turn on YouTube and pull up things, but if a new band is just starting, you know, where are they going to go? How are they going to get any recognition? And what record company is going to sign them? Because, you know, major record companies won't sign anybody that's brand new. They don't even want to work with somebody that they got to promote. Everybody's broke and everybody's freaking out, you know. I mean, my friend at Atlantic says she doesn't even know if she's going to have a job tomorrow, and she's like in the top 3 people that work there, you know. So it's scary out there. I mean, even when a record comes out back in the 90s and even 2000, you could sell 1 million records in a week. Nowadays, Lady Gaga will sell 40,000 copies in the first week it's out, and it goes gold, because of it. It's just so weird, just like KXM, the same thing, and we're on the Billboard charts. Why? Because nobody's selling many records, and barely anybody's selling records. So luckily, we got in there, But it's just crazy how it's just died.
Right.
And a lot of times I'll say rock is dead, but it's not dead. It's just gone underground.
Right.
And there's still a lot of great bands around. There's still kids still got the ears to the ground, and there's some great stuff going on. It's just, it's just not mainstream. And we don't know what mainstream is anymore.
Right. Yeah. You're right. Definitely right. What's your feelings towards vinyl making a comeback?
I think it's great. I love vinyl. My only problem with vinyl is the reason why people like vinyl is because of the analog sound.
Right, yeah.
That's what I've always thought. And so, but now, you make a record, you do it out the field, you brick wall it, you do everything you can to it to make it sound like it's going to come out of an iPhone, then you put it on a fucking vinyl.
Right, yeah.
And it doesn't make any sense to me. I've gotten some new vinyl records, and I put them on, and I'm going, this just sounds like the same old, digital, mastered stuff that I'm listening to. So what's the difference? I mean, I like the packaging. Right. That's nice.
Yeah.
I think that we should just make a big package like a record and then put a download in it.
Right.
Instead of vinyl. But you can tell the difference, man. When I pull out my old Hendrix record or Deep Purple or Zeppelin or something, and all of a sudden you feel like you can stick your hand in the speakers, the clarity and the warmth of it, And I haven't found any records that do that anymore because they're not making them that way.
Yeah.
So that's what I feel about vinyl. It's kind of nice that people are buying it again, but as we all know, every format dies out sooner or later.
Right.
So right now we've got a resurgence of it, and it's good because we're printing records like crazy,
Right.
In fact, there's only two record plants in the U.S. right now because they all closed down.
Right.
So all of a sudden, they're backed up now in the 2 record plants that are working. It's something.
Right, yeah. Is music like everything you dreamed of?
Music, I guess so.
Yeah, because you get to travel the world, right?
And when I look back, the good and the bad, the struggle, the good times, the bad times, the fun, the sadness, the frustration, and the glory. It's I would recommend it to anyone.
Right.
It's one of the greatest adventures that I think of, even though I've never been on another adventure but this. But to me, this is the greatest adventure.
Right.
This is the greatest adventure of my lifetime. Shit.
Wow.
I mean, I'm still on it,
Yeah.
Still in the jungle, ducking and dodging so I don't get knocked the fuck out,
Yeah. So what were the struggles in the beginning of the band?
Struggles were first just getting people to come see us.
Yeah.
And finding our identity. We in the early days before we got a record deal, we were writing songs that sounded like the Police to Led Zeppelin.
Right.
And we just kind of went through these different phases. We like new wave for a while, and Elvis Costello type stuff with kids can pogo and.
Right.
But this is just music that was happening that we liked, and we were trying to figure it out. Then we saw the Cult one time, and saw the video, She Fell Sanctuary, and at that point, I remember that we were kind of going for that kind of a vibe even before we heard of the Cult.
Right.
And I was looking for like an AC/DC, U2 kind of vibe, because those are my 2 favorite bands in the early 80s. And I was trying to come up with some kind of combination of the 2, and then we heard She Fell Sanctuary, and it's just like, wow, there it was.
Right.
All the stuff we were looking for, and it inspired us. And I think that record had a lot to do with us. And when Ty dropped D-Tune, because he plays bluegrass with his family, he wrote Pleiades, and it was drop D, and it just sounded so different that we just went with it, So, it took us a while to get to that point. And then when we got signed and put the first record out, it was so different that we just thought that people were just going to pass it on and not care about it. But, we got some recognition for it, and it kept us going. It's still keeping us going to this day.
Wow. So how did you really get signed?
I remember Sam Taylor, our manager at the time, he sent our demos to every major record company
right.
that he knew of, and they all rejected us, every one of them. And I ran into a friend of mine, his name is Greg Marr, and he used to, I think his last name is Marr. He used to play drums with Amy Grant.
Okay.
And he said, "Hey, Doug, what are you guys up to?" I said, "Well, I got this band." And I said, we sent our demos out to everybody, and nobody cared. And he says, "Well, I know these people." He said, "I know these people at this company called Megaforce." He said, "They signed Metallica a few years ago, and they had Anthrax." He said, "Your music is nothing like what they would put out, but why don't you just send them a tape?"
Right.
And we did, and luckily we got signed.
Wow.
Seriously, it was just, that's not what happens in this world. It's just,
right.
one step the wrong direction or the right direction, and everything changes.
Wow. Well, Doug, it was great talking to you, and congratulations on Scatterbrain, and I wish you the best.
Thank you.
I can't wait for you to tour and come to New Jersey. And
oh yeah, we'll be there.
Cool. Enjoy yourself. Would you like to say anything to the fans in conclusion?
Just say keep doing what you're doing, and don't tell anybody.
Cool.
And don't let anybody tell you not to.
Okay, man. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
Sure.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.